The American sports culture may be influencing our moral judgment. Bubba Smith has more on how the Sandusky case is more than just a scandal.
In Happy Valley, football is a religion. It's also a self-sustaining stimulus package, raising nearly $50 million a year for the university. So when a scandal threatened to bring down a money-making machine,
the allegations of sexual abuse by former
responsibility took a back seat.
Failing to report suspected abuse.
Whether it's Division I or Division II or III or professional sports or high school sports, that people respect the law.
Dr. Zentek is a Shipp sports psychology professor, but also coached field hockey at Michigan University.
At Michigan, our football team paid for all women's sports and all men's minor sports.
Michigan used the football team to help other teams get sponsorship.
And the agreement with the university was, if you sponsor football, you must sponsor every women's sport and every men's minor sport.
But having this much financial importance isn't always a good thing.
In many cases, university sports does definitely control universities.
Sports' influence on a school's income is clear, but the culture may be affecting moral judgment as well. Faithful fans take to the streets to protest one legend's firing. Families of victims continue to grieve.
Be on my left thigh.
I'm sure many felt very strongly about him as a coach and went forward, but I think hopefully they'll have time to sit back and reflect on the whole picture.
A bigger picture that may mean changing how we look at sports. Brandon Smith, SUTV News.
Though the investigation is still pending, the Sandusky scandal has changed the sports world forever. SUTV reached out to our online followers for their opinions. From Facebook, Chris said students here have a love for Joe Paterno, bordering on worship, but he did the wrong thing.
From Winter, Paterno could have done more. He did follow procedure and did not break any laws.
Rachel said Paterno let his loyalty to his team and the institution cloud his judgment.
Rachel also pointed out that people are wearing blue this weekend to show recognition for those victimized by these incidents.
To share your thoughts, go to facebook.com/SUTV News. Coming up on SUTV News, see how Shipp's football players and Coach Mack react to all of this.
And is this a PR nightmare or an opportunity to rebuild Penn State's image? Luke Martin reports when we come back. Firings at Penn State University brought PR officials to the forefront of the scandals. Lucas Martin reports.
In an instant, Joe Paterno was removed as the head football coach at Penn State. The public relations officials there believed that taking these actions were the right course considering the situation. But what went into the decision and how could it have been made better? To answer these questions, I spoke with Dr. John Ellerbach of the Shippensburg Journalism Department.
What Penn State wants to do, of course, is get it behind them. And it certainly doesn't want to be known as, the place where Paterno's folks did bad things to kids.
It is this sense of urgency, Dr. Ellerbach says, that led to Penn State's decision to fire both Paterno and President Spanier.
They want to get this behind them. This could go on for a long time, all the allegations, all the litigation, but they needed to be decisive right now and say the top people are responsible, they're gone.
Rachel Ballard, president of the student PR group at Shipp, holds the same opinion about the firings.
The fact that they took Joe Paterno and the president out of the equation, that shows the public that we're taking this seriously and that we're not just going to brush us under the rug like they did for the past 10 years.
Rachel, however, has an idea on how to better the situation for Penn State.
And I think ultimately they need to find a way to take the situation and make it a cause or something like that, like donating money to an abuse, something, I don't know, maybe from a football game, to show that they're not taking this lightly and they see that there is justice that needs to be served.
Both Rachel and Dr. Ellerbach agree that though Penn State may not be ruined, they have a lot of work ahead of them to clear up this mess. Lucas Martin, SUTV News.
Thank you, Luke. Changing gears now, tomorrow is Veterans Day. Join the Student Veterans Association in remembering those who lost their lives. At 8 in the morning in the Cove, the SVA will, with help from the nationwide reading names of fallen soldiers. During the reading, they will also be collecting things to ship to troops overseas. The annual ROTC ceremony will be in the front of the library at 2:15. If it rains, it will be in Memorial Auditorium. Don't go away. Still to come on SUTV News, new policies on campus can change what you see on the quad.
And Zach Briscoe is coming up next with your weekend weather forecast. Stay tuned.